guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ari. It's been a little bit since I've been able to do a video, so I wanted to try to get a couple out, so hopefully this will be one of a few today. But on this one, I actually have exciting news, and that is that I am finally out at work. So let's get into a little bit of a discussion about how that happened and how everything's been so far. So back at the beginning of November, I talked about having a meeting with my HR and my boss about, coming out at work as who I was. And in that, we decided that I would wait until after Thanksgiving because I do work in retail, and if you've worked in retail, you know how incredibly busy Thanksgiving is. And the last thing I wanted to do was be a distraction because I am a high-level supervisor, and I didn't want to get in the way of what everyone needed to be focused on. So I waited. I had just come back from third shift to day shift, so that was taking some adjusting. And even though I made that agreement to wait, and that was my idea, it was pretty difficult pretty soon going into it because all of a sudden I was around a much larger team, which meant on a day-to-day basis, pretty regularly, it involved misgendering. And I guess, I don't know how to explain it properly, but it used to not be as big of an issue to me. And the further I've gotten in my transition, the more infuriating it is when someone misgenders, and it can actually be rather triggering as far as dysphoria and being depressed, and I was coming home very upset, but I managed to hold it together. And please keep in mind, these people had no clue what was going on, so it wasn't purposeful misgendering, which I classify in a totally different way. But, it was getting to me. So as soon as Thanksgiving was over, I decided that it was time. So after Thanksgiving, I wrote an email to my boss saying, we need to discuss this and figure out how I move forward from here. So when I had my discussion with my boss, one of the big things was, I didn't want some big coming out announcement. I'm in my 30s. I felt like I was a little too old for that overly dramatic entrance. I didn't need that going on. I just wanted to be able for people to know and to address me correctly and to be respected for who I am and go about business. So what I decided I wanted to do was talk to other members of management, other hourly supervisors, let them know what was going on, and then let things kind of filter down from there. So the Monday after Thanksgiving, I actually had my meeting and started the discussions that same day. And I can tell you, even though I know these people so well, my nerves were an absolute wreck taking them in, having these meetings and letting them know what was going on, and addressing things like the pronoun issue, which is a big deal to me. So it was incredibly nerve-wracking, and amazingly, I didn't get a single negative response. You always get some people who just don't know anything to say, and then you find people that actually surprise you with how comfortable they are. I had people that were considerably older, and I wasn't really sure how that would turn out, and it turned out to be some of the best discussions that I had. So it was really surprising on everything that happened throughout the process of those discussions. But then I discussed with the hourly supervisors, and if you work in any type of store or business, you tell enough people and they'll do the work for you. And that was kind of what I was looking at doing. I also went and I enlisted a little bit of help. Some of the people that I talked to, I asked them, if you hear someone, if you're comfortable, which I found people who were comfortable kind of helping me out. And I'm like, if you find someone who is misgendering me or who hasn't heard about what's going on, you have my permission to discuss it with them and just to gently redirect them with, no, that's not actually how RA prefers to be addressed. So they did a wonderful job on that, helping get the word out. I still have a few people here and there who'll come up to me and be like, oh, I didn't know. I heard this rumor, which is fine because I'd rather people come to me and let me know what they've heard, and then I can answer it, honestly. So throughout all of these discussions, I've had people that have come to me since to ask questions, and I've tried to make sure that I make the decision to be open and honest with my employees, because I am dealing in a very rural area where a lot of them may not have encountered someone who is transgender. So being able to answer questions, even when they're a little uncomfortable for me, was incredibly important. So I have had those discussions. I also let people know, when they ask me a question that maybe might be a little inappropriate, I'll do my best to answer it for them, but I also let them know, that's not really a question you'd want to ask a trans person whom you don't know, especially, and you don't know where their comfort level is. So everything has went really well. I still have people who slip up. Most of them correct themselves. When they don't, when I get a he, I'll just very gently go she, and then they'll immediately correct themselves. But I'm finding that things are getting much easier with people as we're going through this. So it's really been surprising to see how things have went. So yeah, I guess the whole moral of the story, so to speak, would be you never know the reaction you're going to get from people. Sometimes the people that you least expect to be positive are the ones who are right on your side, backing you up the whole way with the kindest words and actions that back those words up. By the same token, people who you might have thought were going to be supportive may shy away when it comes that time to respond to criticism or to answer questions. They may not be comfortable. The big thing too is, of course, knowing your comfort level in your own business. I've talked about this before, but I'm in a state where there are no protections for trans workers. I'm fortunate that I work in a company that does have a very inclusive trans non-discrimination policy. They also have trans inclusive health care. So I've been blessed in that, but I keep in mind that that is part of my privilege and not everyone has it. So make a decision that's going to best suit you. There's no shame in not telling everyone if it's not safe. Your safety has to be of number one concern. And if you can't be confident that you're going to have a job to put food on your table, that you might have retaliation as a result of it, and you have no recourse for that, then do what you feel you need to do, because unemployment in the trans community is a major issue because of things like discrimination. So anyway, that's the video for today. Hopefully I'll have another one coming up very shortly to talk about some other issues that I've dealt with here recently. But anyway, tune in for more videos. If you haven't clicked subscribe, please do, so that you can see what new videos get uploaded. Leave me comments. Give the video a thumbs up. In your comments, let me know what type of content you'd like to see. This is a seat-of-your-pants operation. I have no clue what the people who are watching the channel are looking for. I know the HRT updates are popular, but I don't know what else. So let me know what you would like to see on the channel and keep me informed. So again, my little phrase that I continue to use from Kesha: don't let the bastards get you down. Be yourself. Someone is always going to hate you or dislike you for something, so if they're going to hate you, at least let it be for living authentically as yourself. And even with that, as I've learned very well, keep safety as a focus as well. Make sure that you know your environment, especially if you're someone who is LGBT and out where people know. Know your environment. Be aware of your surroundings, and make sure that you have a good support group, because a good support group is absolutely invaluable. I couldn't have done what I've done so far without the support of my best friend, who has been fantastic, and a lot of people at work who have really helped make this a whole lot smoother for me. So anyway, click subscribe and tune back in for more videos later. Bye-bye.